Dear perceptive reader, today I'm going to make an exchange from reading Judges, which we are still on Judges chapter 9. I'm actually going to read First Kings chapter 2 and several verses. While I'm reading this, please consider, what does this tell you about King David? Now, at this time, King David knew he was going to be dying soon. And what does this tell you about him, even while he knew he was dying, what he wanted most? Was he thinking about his death in dread? Think about that. And then see what other information you learn. And this is in First Kings chapter 2, and I am going to go ahead and let you know that I'll read verse 1 all the way through verse 10, 11, and even verse 12 to complete the thought. This is coming from an older version of the New World Translation, way back from the 60s and 80s, okay? Purchase Bible. And as a caveat, reference my YouTube video on a mother of disclaimer. That's my YouTube video, a mother of disclaimer. And so once again, this version of translation is coming way back from the 50s, 80s, in that time frame. Okay. First Kings chapter 2. And the days of David gradually drew near for him to die. And he proceeded to command Solomon his son, saying, I am going in the way of all the earth, and you must be strong, and prove yourself to be a man. And you must keep the obligation to Jehovah your God by walking in his ways, by keeping his statutes, his commandments, and his judicial decisions, and his testimonies, according to what is written in the law of Moses, in order that you may act prudently in everything that you do and everywhere that you turn, in order that Jehovah may carry out his word that he spoke respecting me, saying, if your sons will take care of their way by walking before me in truth, with all their heart and with all their soul, there will not be cut off a man of yours from sitting upon the throne of Israel. And you yourself also well know what Joab, the son of Zeruiah, did to me, and what he did to two chiefs of the armies of Israel, to Abner, the son of Ner, and Amasa, the son of Jether, when he killed them and placed the blood of war in peacetime, and put the blood of war on his belt that was about his hips, and in his sandals that were on his feet. And you must act accordingly to your wisdom, and not let his gray hairs go down in peace to Sheol. And towards the son of Barzillai, the Gileadite, you should exercise loving kindness, and they must prove to be among those eating at your table. For that was the way they drew near to me when I ran away from before Absalom your brother. And here there is with you Shemiel, the son of Gera, the Benjaminite from Behorim, and he it was that called down evil upon me with a painful malediction on the day that I was going to Mahanaim. And he it was that came down to meet me at the Jordan, so that I swore to him by Jehovah, saying, I shall not put you to death by the sword. And now do not leave him unpunished, for you are a wise man, and you well know that you ought to do to him, and you must bring his gray hairs down to Sheol with blood. Then David lay down with his forefathers and was buried in the city of David. And the days that David had reigned over Israel were 40 years. In Hebron, he had reigned 7 years, and in Jerusalem, he had reigned 33 years. As for Solomon, he sat down upon the throne of David his father, and gradually his kingship became firmly established. So, in closing, perceptive reader, still keep this in mind. You learned a lot about King David and how long he reigned. And even on his deathbed, he actually mentioned judgments that should be carried out by his son, which were executions of punishments towards persons that really they did bring judgment upon themselves, which David actually, for his different reasons, that if you read those accounts, is a discussion all in itself of why he didn't execute judgments at that time. But now he was placing them upon his son, Solomon, to finish the deed, so to speak, to execute the judgment. With that being said, people today will read these accounts and it factors in the way they even treat persons as far as revenge, things of that nature. Yet, this is one of the reasons during the Christian Greek scriptures as they were being written. And even in Timothy, it talks about God's word is, complete, or it makes the man of God complete to settle every matter, and even settle every matter in goodness. So today, for Christians, even when it comes to such curses of that nature, of saying somebody should be put to death, that all falls under the category of vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So now he takes all those matters into his hands as to whether he will resolve it in this way or that way as well. But as a Christian, someone pursuing, you see, the Christian faith, should I say, of Christ, we do not bother our minds with such matters to carry out judgments to that level of taking somebody's life, you see. Have a wonderful day. Take care.